Today we'll be looking at how to use OpenAI's DALL-E 3 image generator in Python. All the images you see are generations from this AI model. If you don't know already, we're briefly going to look at what DALL-E 3 is and a quick overview of OpenAI's API service. We're then going to look at how to set everything up before writing our code. That's from setting up your OpenAI API account to installing the OpenAI Python library. If you're ready to get straight into coding, I've left timestamps in the description so you can skip ahead to the part you need. What is DALL-E 3? DALL-E 3 is OpenAI's latest art generating AI model, and it's pretty good. But to currently access it, you need to pay for ChatGPT Plus, which costs $20 or £20 per month. Or you can use OpenAI's API service, write your own custom code, and generate images for 12 cents to 14 cents per image, depending on what model you choose to use. There's a link to OpenAI's pricing for API use in the description. Using your own code and OpenAI's API is also the first steps towards building your own image generating apps. First, you need to set up an OpenAI API account. This is different from having a ChatGPT account. Follow the link in the description and set up your account. I'm not going to cover setting up your account here because everyone knows how to do that. You can now generate API keys and use them in your code. Now for Python. Open up your Python command line and type pip install OpenAI. This will install the OpenAI library to your computer. I've already installed it, so it'll look slightly different if you've installed it for the first time, but for me it's saying satisfied because I've already installed it previously. Okay, so this is my code, and we'll go through it line by line. So import OpenAI. This line imports the OpenAI library into your Python script. The OpenAI library provides access to OpenAI's APIs, including the one for DALL-E 3, which is used for generating images. Next line, API key, your API key here. Here you're setting the variable API key with your personal API key as a string. This key is necessary to authenticate your requests to OpenAI's API. Note that you need to replace this here with your actual API key. So to do that, navigate over to your API key account, create a new secret key, copy it, navigate back to your code, and replace that here. Now, for the record, you will not be able to use my API key because I will delete it after this video, so you can't go about stealing my funds. I know times are tough now. Next line, OpenAI API key is equal to API key. This line assigns the API key to the OpenAI library. This is how the library knows what credentials to use when making requests to OpenAI services. Now we move on to the actual image generation. Response equals openai.Image.create. This is the function where we assign all the data we need and parameters to generate our image, and we assign that all to the variable response. So this line, model DALL-E 3. This specifies which model to use, in this case DALL-E 3, which is the third iteration of the DALL-E model. Prompt equals input, what do you want to generate? This takes input from the user to define what the image should depict. The input function captures user input as the prompt for the image generation. Next line down, size. This determines the size of the image, 1024 by 1024. And quality is equal to standard. This determines the quality of the image. And next, n equals 1. This is the number of images we're going to generate within this API call. Okay, image URL is equal to response data bracket 0 bracket URL. After the image is generated, the response from the API is stored in the response variable. This line extracts the URL of the generated image from the response. The URL is where the image is hosted and can be accessed. When we make API calls, a lot more data than we need is often returned to us. So this line here effectively just retrieves the part we want specifically if we're only interested in retrieving our image, which is the URL. The next line of code, print image URL. This just prints the URL where our image is hosted. So let's try running this code now. What image do you want to generate? Okay, let's say a chimpanzee riding a bike through an explosion. So now we sent off our API request. It'll take some time to process, and then our URL will be returned to us. Okay, so here is the URL. This is where our image is being hosted. Click on this, and there we go. That is our image. To save our image, just right click on it, save image as, and this will download to your computer. Okay, and that was the tutorial on how to use DALL-E 3 in your Python code. That is some very basic code. However, you can go more in depth if you wish. For example, you can call in ChatGPT's other language models, and you can feed your prompt in, and you can use ChatGPT to enhance your prompt to get the best results out of DALL-E 3. You can also then go ahead and hook up your custom code to programs like Zapier to create a Zap and automate uploading images to various social media accounts. For example, in the custom code, you could set the dimensions of your image to that of an Instagram post, link it up to Zapier, and then automate your Instagram posts, for example. There's a lot we can do with AI within automating businesses, and that's where I come in. I'm the founder of CustomChat-ai, and we're currently working towards automating business functions using AI. If you're interested, please visit my website, or if you'd like more tutorials, perhaps going into more depth in how we can monetize this now, let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.